One fine morning in a small village lived a young man named Ali. Ali is a young man who is always anxious and worried about what will happen tomorrow, every day. He would sit under his favorite tree while worrying about his future. Ali has big dreams of becoming a famous writer. However, his fear of failure always haunts him. He worried that his writings would not be accepted by others, and he would never achieve his dreams. When he gets the chance to enter a writing competition in a neighboring town, he is very nervous and doubts whether he will succeed. One day, an old sage who was passing by saw Ali sitting under a tree with a worried expression. The old sage smiled and approached him. "Why do you always look so worried, young man?" asked the old sage gently. Ali told me about all his worries, about how unsure of his future he was and how afraid he would be of tomorrow. The old sage smiled and said, "Young man, worrying about the future will only rob you of your present happiness. Enjoy every moment you have now and let the future flow by itself." Ali nodded, but he found it hard to let go of his fear. The old sage then gave him a thin book. "Here is a small gift from me," said the old sage. "Write in this book each day about the things that are making you happy right now. Whenever you feel anxious about the future, open this book and think of happy memories you have had." Ali followed the old sage's advice. Every day, he writes in the book about the simple pleasures he has found in his life. She writes about the smiles of her friendly neighbors, the flowers that bloom in her garden, and the funny stories of her friends. Imperceptibly, time passed and it was time for the writing competition. Ali was still feeling nervous, but when he opened the book the old sage gave him, he smiled, reading all the happy memories he had written. Gradually, his worries began to subside. At the competition, Ali published the story he wrote with all his heart. He felt more confident because he knew that even if the results were not what he had hoped for, he still had a lot to be grateful for and to remember. A few weeks later, when the results of the competition were announced, Ali did not win first place, but he managed to get third, and more importantly, he's learned that his life doesn't need to be dominated by worries about the future. Ali continues to write and pursue his dreams. Whenever her fears arise, she always opens her memory book and reminds herself that there is no need to worry about tomorrow. The most important thing is to appreciate and face this day with joy.